So greetings and salutations. This is a training for staff members who service the individuals in our group home setting. We're going to go over just a few expectations for staff that are working with the individuals. We are delighted that you've decided to join us in providing exceptional care to the individuals, also known as housemates, we service. We expect that you will provide exceptional care to each person that is entrusted to our care. Exceptional care means to us the following. It means extremely good or impressive in a way that is unusual and not likely to happen or exist very often. It also means that you will listen, engage, console, and be a positive role model to the individuals that we service. We expect that each individual is treated like they are your favorite person in the world. They are cherished and respected as well as loved. We expect that you will be just as exceptional towards your colleagues and other staff that you may encounter, such as nurses, case managers, volunteers, as well as parents. The first expectation that we have is good documentation. Good documentation is clear, concise, and user-friendly. When we're documenting at the group home, we're looking at our daily summary. In another training, we will go over in detail what should go on a daily summary, but for the purposes of this training, we will just view what form we're referencing. Form that we're referencing looks like this. The daily summary, and it's just a simple drop down that discusses what happened during your shift for the clients that we service. So name of the resident, the date, the time, the location. These are just drop downs. And then an actual detailed summary. And it continues to go. So for us, completing this includes good documentation. As I stated in a future training, we will discuss in details how to complete the daily summary for each resident. Medications. Medications should be secure, accounted for, and documented. Do not rely on another person's notes or information to record or have knowledge about each staff person or each housemate's medication. This does prevent medication error. Checking on housemates. During your shift, you should be visually checking on each staff mate every hour if they are not in your direct presence. Staff should know what they're doing at all times. Overnight, it is imperative that you check on each housemate every 2 hours during your shift. This means that you actually are seeing that they are asleep in their room or doing something else in their room every 2 hours. This is important for individuals, of course, who might be at risk of suicide or at risk of elopement. You are knowing and keeping liability limited when you're checking on these individuals at night. This is also imperative for an individual who might have seizures or any disability. Again, this organization checks on individuals at least every 2 hours, if not hourly, because our staff is considered wake staff and should be awake 24 hours a day. Laundry. Laundry should be done by night staff as often as necessary, but preferably twice a week. Housemates can be taught to set their laundry out for washing. However, staff should examine their rooms for loose clothing. Once the clothing are cleaned, if the housemate is unable to put away their own clothing, or if it is a struggle to have the housemate to put away their own clothing, it is our responsibility to put away or assist that individual in putting away their clothing. Bed linens should be washed weekly or as often as necessary. Bathrooms should be thoroughly cleaned by night staff. This includes both bathrooms thoroughly bleached and cleaned nightly. Bedrooms, as needed, housemates' rooms should be inspected for cleanliness. Housemates should be encouraged to clean or at least to help in cleaning their rooms. However, this is not mandatory for the housemates because it is staff responsibility to ensure that it is clean. So if that individual is unable to clean or assist, our responsibility to do so. This does not mean that we cannot encourage that individual to keep their room clean because, again, it does promote independence. Dishes as well. Night staff should ensure that any and all dishes are clean and empty from the dishwasher alongside the sink as well, making sure that there's no dirty dishes out. So no dishes should be left out, whether clean or dirty at all. Again, this is also a task for daytime staff where you can teach the individuals how to clean the dishes. That's not to say that the individual will clean dishes perfectly or that there will not be staining or food that might be left on it, but it is our responsibility to try to teach them how to clean dishes as well. Trash. Staff should ensure that trash is low or taken out. Housemates should be encouraged to help, but it is not required for the housemates, again, to do this. But we do, I can't stress enough, want to encourage the housemates to have some independence and some responsibility by taking care of things like the dishes and the trash. Meal planning. What is meal planning? It is whatever way you organize yourself to cook a meal, whether that is breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It is the plan you make before you shop. And some people plan a month in advance or they freeze neatly. They put labels on it, on packets of soup or stew, and just making sure that there's a plan. So here's some tips. Spending time each week looking for recipes. This is what our staff should be doing, and we should be looking for healthy options. We should create a place to save recipes and keep it simple. We should ask the partner, the family, or the roommates what they like to eat. So keeping in mind that many times that the individuals we service are very picky about the things that they eat, so they should definitely be included in meal planning. Go with theme nights like soup night, pasta night, bean night, taco night, pizza night, those type things, just to really make it interesting for the housemates. Choose a shopping day and make a shopping list. Check what's on sale. Plan for leftovers and don't overstuff the refrigerator. In the residence, we have a meal planner that looks like this, and our staff should be making those meal plans. The inside of the meal planner looks as follows. There is breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. A lot of the times we don't have lunch necessarily down Monday through Friday just because the individuals usually go to day half. So it's not as important to actually have this written down. But it is important to, let's just say, let's have something written down, because if you are not on schedule one day and maybe somebody's filling in for you, then that substitute staff should know what the individuals are supposed to be having for lunch during the week or during that day. There's also a section over here where you can have and create a shopping list. So you need to make sure that when you are meal planning that you have the proper ingredients, the recipe is complete before you put that item down as a meal for that day. The housemates' meals The meals, of course, again, should be prepared with the housemates in mind. Housemates should have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as two snacks. All meals should be sensible, meaning low in sugar, sodium, calories, and etc. Breakfast should not only consist of cereal. So if we are doing cereals, the cereal are planned that make sure you plan to have some type of cooked meat, eggs, or fruit. Lunches and dinners should always and also be balanced meals. So this means that lunch and dinner cannot be the same thing. So for an example, tacos for lunch and dinner. We don't want the individuals having tacos for lunch and then having it for dinner. For an example, I'm referencing on a Saturday. But if you've made tacos on Friday night, then that might be a lunch option for Saturday. Housemates, again, should be given the opportunity to participate in the meal planning process as well as cooking. Community outings. Each weekend, housemates must complete at least two events. You should have an event that is well thought out and planned. So research the community and the surrounding areas for free or low cost events. This could include housemates going to a movie or volunteering at an animal shelter. We would like to each month try to plan something that is company purchase, so like bowling, skating, things like that that the company will purchase. So at least once a month, we will have something planned for the housemates. Thursday evenings, staff takes the residents to the food pantry at Lake Point Church in Mesquite, and this happens twice monthly. Friday nights, we are looking for them to be movie nights, game nights, special food nights, and this is required for all housemates. So staff should establish a relationship with the housemates, encouraging them to come out into the community areas, to the kitchen table or to the living room area to enjoy a movie with staff or play a game with staff. This is a requirement. This is non-negotiable. Saturday nights, again, are movie nights, game nights, special food night for them. It's non-negotiable. They should be doing something. Each individual that currently resides in the home is actually young adults, and I can't imagine young adults being in bed at 8 p.m. on a Saturday night or a Friday night. So that's why this is non-negotiable. Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings are reserved for worship if an individual chooses to do so. Worship or religious practices are guaranteed as the rights of the individuals. In certain circumstances, we can provide transportation to and from an individual's desired location, provided that it is within a 5-mile radius from the group home itself. In other times, individuals can schedule for things like a church van or a friend to come and pick them up as long as they are signed out by that individual. We have a challenge. So in our challenge, there's a secret word that you will need to know. And so the secret word in this training is grape juice. Sunday evenings. Sunday evenings are designed for home style cooking. This means that the meal is well thought out, yet it's a meal that should remind the residents of family and unity. There's a typo here. This word should be remind. Company vehicle. Whenever you're using this company vehicle, staff is required to complete an online mileage log and the mileage booklet that is in the vehicle. The link here, in which you have the link, and again, we'll go and do additional training on how to fill this log out. But in this log, you should be documenting where you went. So the date, the mileage that was the car was on when you started, the mileage that the car was on when you ended, and the list of places that you traveled. You need the specific address of where you went to. And if you went to make a purchase at the store using the company's credit card, you will need to write down, again, I went to Sam's Club, I spent $23.93. If you did not do that, you simply will put NA, meaning not applicable, your name, and submit. The company receipts should be saved and placed in the safe in the home. Our overall goal: it is our responsibility to teach the housemates to become more independent in positive ways. This does not mean to force a housemate to do anything, but we can encourage and assist. Many things need to be broken into parts, steps to encourage them to learn a task. This also means constant repeating verbally and physically. So that means you might have to do hand over hand, but something that is not intimidating. We do not restrain, we do not force. It is also our responsibility to ensure that the housemates have a positive and happy experience while in the environment. We must understand that without the housemates, none of us have a job. And losing a housemate actually hurts the organization. And our, meaning that the company and the staff's income. So please ensure that we are keeping them safe, secure, and happy, yet providing balance and consistency to them. We must also remember we are not their parents, but we are here to help them become the best that they can be. The password for this end of the slide is nutrition facts. I hope that you've enjoyed this simple training, and if you have any questions, please talk to your immediate supervisor.